Hey guys, today's concept that we're going to be talking about is the concept of elapsed time. When we're dealing with elapsed time, we're talking about the amount of time that has passed from the start of an activity to the end. In something that the kids often can relate to is maybe the start of recess to the finish of recess. One way that I like to teach them the concept of elapsed time is through the use of a number line. Drawing little bumps along the number line to represent the difference between the hours and minutes helps them visually see and keep track to make sure that they are counting time correctly. So what I like to do is when they're drawing on their number lines, I have them use a large bump to represent 1 hour, a medium-sized bump to represent 5 minutes, and a smaller bump to represent 1 minute. For example, if Mrs. B decided that we were going to start an activity in the afternoon at 1:30, and we had until 2:45 to finish the activity, I can determine the amount of time that they have by using a number line. In this case, I would start off by drawing the number line. I want to represent a start point and a finish point. My starting point being 1:30, my finishing point being 2:45. Now, one thing that I like to demonstrate for the kids is I'm looking at first concentrating on the hour. If I go from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, if I add 1 hour to this, 1 hour, is it going to be more or less than the finish time? If it's going to be less than the finish time, I know that I'm not going to concentrate on hours. I'm going to focus on my 5 minutes and my 1 minute increments. However, if I can add 1 hour and not go over my time, I want to start there. So in this case, from 1:30, if I add 1 hour, it would bring me to 2:30, which means I didn't go past my 2:45 time frame. What I like to do is once I draw the bigger hump, I just put 1H to represent 1 hour. Now I know that I can start counting by 5 minute increments to get closer to this 2:45 time frame. So I know if I add one of the medium sized, it's 5 minutes and it brings me to 2:35. If I add another 5 minutes, it'll bring me to 2:40, which is not over to the 2:45 time frame yet, so I can keep going. If I add another 5 minutes, it would then bring me to the 2:45 time frame. If I had gone and maybe tried to add an hour, I would have went past my finish time. Now, a lot of the times I double check with the kids. I have them go through and then, okay, double check your times. If I add 1 hour, is my timing correct? To make sure that they aren't messing up along the bottom of the timeline. So that in order to figure out the elapsed time, I would then look at the humps that I've created. Well, I used 1 hour and 5, 10, 15 minutes. So from 1:30 to 2:45, the elapsed time would be 1 hour and 15 minutes.